Hold on 1 second. I am about to add more hot water to my tea. And also about to put on something more cozy because it is, ooh, yes, yes. Also, hi, I hope everyone's doing well. This live is super, super serious because I've been noticing a lot of weird ass conversation around Lizzo, and I hate it. I fucking hate it so much. Over here. What up? Wait, what do you mean I'm banned? Wait, 99, what's going on? What's going on? Tell me more. What up, Tiffany? So before we begin, I just want to start off and say that I know where I was when Lizzo came out, okay? I feel like, well, let me Google, bitch, because when the fuck did Lizzo come out? Because I feel like it was the summer that I was dating a woman named Sydney, and I remember It's About Damn Time. Yeah, when did that come out? Oh, wow. No, that can't be the debut of Lizzo. Really? Wow. That is crazy. Whoa. Wow. Wow. Hey. Yeah, if I'm being super candid, I really like I want to be super super honest. I'm not a fan of Lizzo in that like I never turned on an album. I'm gonna be real with you. My point is really coming from like the fat phobia surrounding her. I'm not trying to defend her as an artist. I'm not there, and it's no shade. It's just I'm not there. Okay, 2011. Really? I let me see the discography. Like, when did certain things drop? Because people be active. People be active. 2013. Okay, 2013. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, no, I'm old as well. I'm old as hell. Not. I don't know your husband. Get out of here. This is out of control. Not an uneducated hater. Here's my thing. I feel like they're saying that she like started popping in 2013, which is fine. And then like in 2015 was a bigger break, but like she's been out for a while. I'm not here to defend her musically, and I really don't care to like shit on her music either. I feel like she makes music for somebody. You feel me? Like I don't want to drag those people. You know what I mean? Because again, she's a girly from Detroit. I live in Michigan, so I want to defend her just based on that. With that being said, though, my main energy for saying leave Lizzo alone is that Lizzo has recently been super candid about being on a weight loss journey, but more important, a journey that is centering fitness, health, and I shouldn't say health, but like fitness and showing off a more active lifestyle. And there's a part of me that feels like because she's now being so candid about sharing her body journey, people are acting as if she can't still be body positive as a smaller person. And I feel like I want to just say that it's so important to me that we remember that like fat people who say like they like themselves can at any point like start working out or maybe go vegan, maybe try a new diet, just try anything and may look different to you. And that's really not a sign that they were lying to you. I think we all know that the world hates fat people, so it really shouldn't surprise any of you that there are some fat people who really hate being fat. But there are some of us who really don't mind being a fat bitch because we know that our fatness is not necessarily a character trait. We know that it's not something that says something about us other than we have more adipose tissue. That's all. And so, with that being said, it's important for us to acknowledge that in a world that hates fat people, there are always going to be people who hate fat people, including fat people. There was a time where I didn't want to date fat people. And as a fat person, I do have to hold that that's really wild. But it's really easy for us to look at people and say, well, you look like this, so shouldn't you be doing this? And that's not really what we should be doing to anybody. And so, with that being said, as a fat person who has been interested in wanting to like weight lift and just be a little bit more active, has been trying to figure out how to do so economically, because when you start like going on a weight loss journey, what people don't talk about is how you have to actually eat more food, but you have to eat different food, more different food. Those are big changes for people who are neurodivergent. Those are big changes for people who are poor and eat a certain type of food to survive. So I want to be candid that like anybody who wants to start working out more or doing more physical laborious activity, it's one of those things where notice there are people in the comments proving my point. Like they'll tell me that I'm fat because of this and that and this and that. Meanwhile, meanwhile, I feel like a lot of folks are out here trying to spend at least $300 on groceries, and I feel like even that, like you're not getting anything. I feel like at this point, anybody who is a fat person, like they're in danger. We're in danger. We're in danger. I feel like it's hard to maintain fat these days. I'm not saying there's going to be no fat people. I'm just saying that as a fat person, I've definitely lost weight unintentionally because I haven't been able to eat as much because the food is either not good. Like there's two things. The food's either not good or it's way too expensive. Like I think for me, I think the cheapest meat to get right now is bacon. Like everything else is so expensive that I feel like I eat a lot of bacon, egg, and cheeses, a lot of BLTs. I feel like that's the main thing I eat. At this point, me and Dane are trying to switch our diet to Korean. We're trying to see what the Korean girlies are up to because we actually got a lot of like good stuff from the Korean market. And we love pho. Like there's just so many things that we're just like, you know what? Let's try something different. Um, uh, yeah, no, Tiffany, that part. And again, people will say things about fat people and try to be mean to us, and it's so awkward because again, most of us are trying to survive. Most of us are trying to eat as much as we could. And so, with however much money we have, and it's not much. And so, with that being said, someone taking on like a very rigorous fitness routine, like they need more calories because they're going to be expending more, not to mention they need more water. And me and my friend were just talking about how like how much water you need to survive, and I was like, I'm pretty sure like you need more water if you're fatter. And we were like reading that you need like 2 gallons or some shit as a fat person, and I'm like, holy fuck, like that's wild. But again, it's just the bigger you are, the more things you require to survive. um Oh, you have 10 minutes till dinner. Oh, exciting. No, the Koreans really got it together. I'm hella grateful. Um, and see, that's the thing. Someone's saying, have you ever eaten to survive instead of pleasure? And it's such an awkward thing to say because at this point, I don't think anyone's eating for pleasure anymore. I don't think most of us have access to pleasure eating. And again, like it's little things. It's like I ordered Taco Bell and they forgot my drink. And so like I was trying to eat this Taco Bell and it was tasting so nasty without that Baja Blast. And it's like, damn, it's like, do I even like Taco Bell or do I like the fact that like in between eating this whatever, I'm getting this delicious bubbly cold drink and it's so fresh. It's so frustrating. No, I really don't need anyone to explain anything to me. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, if you're condescending, I'm gonna get you up out of here. If you're fat phobic, if you're rude, I'm gonna just get you up out of here. I'm not even gonna talk to you, baby. So it's not worth it. Don't try to troll me. I'm never gonna give in. I realize that you're bored, you're lonely, you got something going on. I don't care which one it is. I'm not gonna entertain it. I'm just going to delete. I'm just going to delete. Just know that. Just know I'm gonna delete. Just know. Just know. Yeah, I don't talk to people who are rude and weird. I just delete. That's what I do. So you might as well just dip. No, I'm not doing tarot today. It was very, very, very energetically. Whew, it was just a lot. It was a lot yesterday, but it was a good a lot. But I have to recover. I cannot do something like that every day. Um, the chat is tired. I'm crying. No, for real. Like, honestly, like, why McDonald's just tried to fucking seduce me. They were like, did you know if you buy one of our burgers, if you give us $1, we'll give you a small fry or some nuggets? And I'm like, you are a crackhead. Like, this is some crack shit. Like, what's wrong with you? Mountain Dew plus Blue Powerade, Neo Sapiens. I want to trust you. I want to trust you. I have never drank regular Mountain Dew in my life. There's just something about it. Lamar, I hope you're well. Thank you for stopping by. How's your day? Oh yes, I used to be Marshmallow. That is true. That is true. I feel like I'm down to do a reintroduction if people want that. Hello, my name is Nines. You may also know me as Honeybee and or Marshmallow and or Gucciana and or Smoking Hams and or there's a few other ones. I'm blanking on them. If anybody else remembers the fucking names. But yeah, those are the names. But yeah, so with that being said, I go by Nines now. I appreciate you for saying Gucciana goes hard. I appreciate you. Um, yeah, but I go by Nines now. The number, I think I said that me and Dane are getting married. I proposed to him. I feel like I said that. He said yes, which is so nice. I'm excited, honestly, to marry him, which is honestly really wild because I never thought I would get married. Like I never thought I would want to be married to anyone. So wild. It's not perfect. We definitely need to go to counseling and shit. You feel me? Like we definitely need some motherfucking help. You feel me? We definitely need some help. We both have like similar childhood trauma, so we definitely need some support. But I feel like it's more healthy than it is toxic. You feel me? And I feel like that's all I'll say about that. With that being said, yeah, I feel like for some of you may not know. I feel like I'm gonna try to start the story from when I left Kentucky because I feel like some people don't even know I lived in Kentucky, but I lived in Kentucky for a little bit. I was a dominatrix in Kentucky. I know some people are like, "When the fuck was you in Kentucky as a dominatrix?" Bitch, I know. I lived like 16 lives. And I realized that some of y'all don't know a man tried to kill me this summer, or last summer rather, because that story just kind of got glazed over. So I'm gonna just bring that up right now. You're so cute. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, so yeah, no, I was a dominatrix in Kentucky. Like literally, I found out about this website. I'm gonna just tell y'all about it because some of y'all may need it. You know, some of y'all may need it. No judgment. But I found out about this website called Phoebe, Feabie. And basically, they paying fat bitches to eat sandwiches. Anything actually. And so there was a dude on there who was like, I would like to pay you to be a fat bitch that haunts my life. And I was like, tell me more. And so he was basically like, I want to go to work and then come home and have to take care of you and like have to give you all my money. And I just want you to have a good life. And I was like, why would I say no? So I literally like moved to Kentucky, like got on a plane, went up out there. But it got messy. It got messy. Like basically he was living a double life with me, of course. In retrospect, of course, he's living a double life, but I didn't know that. And so his mama got involved, baby. It got crazy. But I feel like in the end, it all worked out. I ended up like talking to somebody else, and I don't want to be dramatic, but they had rescued me from that situation because it was like it had went left to a certain degree, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I need to get up out of here. And so I feel like that situation, I feel like it was a relationship ish, but lowest of keys, bitch, this was like right before fucking COVID. And so I want to say, like, right before COVID had hit, me and him was not doing the best. And to be honest with you, I was still hoeing, like I was still doing thought shit, and like we was together. But in retrospect, it was just a survival relationship, like on my side, and I think on his side, in ways, like I think he wanted to be a hero, and at some point, he'd have to be a hero no more. So I think he was just kind of like, what am I supposed to be to you? You know what I mean? And so at some point, I want to say me and him, like, again, we were just not seeing eye to eye. Then, bitch, why we got bed bugs? Oh my God. Bitch, I'm going to tell you right now. I thought I was gonna kill myself on that one because it's the way that I was just sitting down, just living life, all of a sudden getting ate up. I'm thinking it's mosquitoes, bitch. I'm thinking it's something, I don't know. All of a sudden, bitch, I notice we are infested, bitch. And the thing about mosquitoes is you gotta get diatomaceous earth. You gotta buy stuff. You can't just stop bed bugs for free. Bed bugs cost money to stop. And we're living in Ohio. We're Shubbroke. It's not a cute relationship. It's honestly going bad. And I want to say, like, after the bed bug situation, we really wasn't good. Like, it was just like we were like, because we couldn't even sit in our living room no more. We had figured out that the bed bugs were in the couch, so we had like quarantined. It was a lot, bitch. So at some point though, pandemic hits. Bitch, I'll never forget this. It was the first week of fucking pandemic, and they was talking about something, we locking down. Everybody stay in your house. Don't leave your house. And I'm working from home as a hoe on the phone. So I'm like, oh my God, like not I'm a hermit and they're telling us we can't leave the house. And so I'm scared. He literally does not come home from work. Like the day that they say lockdown, he literally is late to come home. Sweetie, it's the way I thought the COVID monsters got him. And I'm sitting in the apartment scared. And so all of a sudden, bitch, he comes home and I'm looking at him like, girl, it's 8 o'clock in the night. Like, where the fuck were you? And he's like, oh, I was helping my fucking coworker. Da, da, da. And it's like, I already knew him and the coworker had a very, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, so you spent 3 hours with your coworker on the day of the lockdown. Like, this is the day of the lockdown. And you spent the day with your coworker. And his job was going online. So he was saying he was helping her set up like a computer. And it's like 3 hours to set up a computer. Girly, like I'm not trying to play, but it's like, baby, this is the new day. It's not a new update. I'm just trying to give people like the people, some people have not been here since I was marshmallow. So I'm just trying to give them like the back. Oh, you just a random person. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Chili. Thank you for handling my light work. So anyways, I'm crying. This is the computer guy. I'm crying. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to even think of his name, girl. Like, I feel terrible. Yeah, he's dead to me. I just feel like again, when he went to Marshawn house, I'll never get this lady name. When he went to Marshawn house and brought her groceries, I knew. Star, please calm down, Star. Like Star. Like yesterday he was doing a lot, and today I'm not gonna handle it. I'm not gonna handle it. I'm just not gonna be able to handle it. Because it's the way that we talked yesterday, and they kept on asking to be a mod. No, 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 no. Listen, if you want to be a mod, you gotta talk more. You gotta talk more, okay? If you are just randomly popping up in here, you're not gonna be able to be a mod. It's just not gonna make sense. We love you. Star was doing too much yesterday too, and it was just kind of like, child. Anyways, like I'm not trying to talk about people. I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to move on. So, anyways, so he brought some groceries to Marshawn's house, and I'm sitting there in the dark, like, girl, like, we're done. I'm breaking up with you. Like, this is crazy. Like, we're literally in a lockdown. Where are our groceries? Like, how you brought groceries and set up a computer at a bitch house and you didn't get no groceries for our household? That is crazy. Oh, listen, I appreciate you. No, you're amazing. So, anyways, so after that, I started talking to somebody else. Bitch, that's how I ended up in Ohio, bitch. So I started talking to Christopher, and some of y'all remember Christopher because I was homeless with his ass in a van, and I'm gonna tell you how we got there. But basically, me and Christopher was talking, and I was telling him, I was like, yeah, I was like, can you believe? I was like, he literally came home 3 hours late on the lockdown. Like, I'm literally telling Christopher everything that had just happened with this man. And I was like, this shit is crazy. And he was like, that is really crazy. He was like, do you want to hang out? I was like, for sure. So we started linking up, vibing. And at some point he was like, why would you go back there? You hate it there. Like, let's just link. He's like, it's the end of the world. Let's just hang out. I was like, for sure. So we're hanging out. It's the end of the world. We're literally just gardening. It's just very wholesome. Like, it's sweet. We're going to the river every day. Like, it's very much like we're outside. We're having fun. But at some point his mama was like, listen, you paying rent to live out there. You could just come home and live for free and stack these motherfucking checks from the motherfucking government. And he was like, can my girlfriend come? And his mom was like, yup. And so I'm gonna be real with you. In retrospect, I really wish that I would have been like, what are the boundaries? Like, but at the time, I was just like, damn, like they accepted me just that quick. You know what I mean? Well, and so I went out there and I figured out very quickly that the mama literally hated the father. She was very bored. She also started going shooting. Christopher mom is a demon. So she started going to the shooting range, bitch. And that's one reason why I feel like Christopher didn't argue with the bitch when she started getting real aggy. Cause she literally started buying mad guns and just acting kind of crazy. And the dad was acting kind of crazy, but he was less annoying than the mama. But the mama really wanted to fuck her son like badly. And it was awkward because I could tell like she was like it was just awkward. Like some people, the way they talk about their kids, like they act like their child is they act like their child is like that's their partner. Like that's how she was acting with her son. What up, Courtney? So and Courtney, I know you was around that time too. So and I don't mean that in a shady way. I'm just saying like I know you remember Christopher. So I'm just trying to give a backstory for the people that haven't been here in a long time and just want to know how the fuck we got up in Michigan. I understand. I'm crying. Christopher's mom was a Scorpio bitch. I don't know all the. I did not ask her because she was never that kind. She was always kind of stanky. And again, you would think somebody mama asking you to is saying yes to you living in their house, they would treat you some kind of way. And I feel like that's another layer to this too. Is like some people like, and I'm gonna just tell a story. I'm gonna tell it. So I feel like for the most part, I knew the mama didn't like me, so I just stayed the fuck away from her. I literally either stayed in the bedroom or I would be sitting outside. I literally barely lived in that house. I feel like in the beginning, me and Christopher was making pasta, having a good time. But then we realized like she was aggy about everything. Like if you left a dish in the sink, if you didn't do this or that, like she was just aggy. And the thing is, no, she was the only one cleaning the house besides me and him. So if me and him were slacking, she pissed at us, not her husband. She's never looking at her husband like, help, bitch. It's all three of us are supposed to clean and he just make a mess too. And like, no, like he don't help. Like it's just awkward. And keep in mind, my at the time, Christopher, like he cooked, but I feel like at some point, I think it got more to me cooking a lot and him. And then we both was looking at the dad and the mom like, can you do the dishes? Like we're cooking for four people. And their energy was very much like, no, y'all cook and clean. And it's just like, okay. And then at some point, I just want to say, I just checked the fuck out because it was just like, it was feeling like we're taking care of two elders. Like it was very much like in retrospect, it felt like they asked us to come up there because they needed help, not because they wanted to help us. And we didn't realize that until it's too fucking late, bitch. We all sucked into that shit. We don't got nowhere else to go. And we're not stacking up these fucking checks. We're actually spending them on food for us because they're not buying food for us. Like they're talking about stack up these checks. Bitch, we're literally having to take care of ourselves while we live in your house. And on top of that, she was being very weird towards me to the point where like, it felt like she was trying to make it seem like I was aggy. Like she was just like agitating me a lot. And I would just be like, and Christopher was like seeing it, but he was just kind of like, she needs to take her meds. Like he would always be making excuses for the bitch. And I'd just be like, all right, whatever, I don't care. Like I would just go outside and go smoke. And so keep in mind, if you look at a Google map, we were living in Defiance, Ohio. If you look up Defiance, Ohio on the map and then look up Adrian, Michigan, that's where we would go to go get weed every week, every 2 weeks or so. When them checks would hit, we would go to Adrian, get some weed, go have a dinner or lunch. Like we would go get a hotel room. Like we would literally spend a weekend kind of away from his parents, try to give them some space. We was not trying to be all up in their way, but It didn't matter. So at some point, and I'll never forget this because I feel like this was the day that everything changed. But the sister-in-law was over the house. She was pregnant. And right before she got pregnant, the mama had the nerve to tell me, I hope Courtney don't get pregnant. And I looked at her kind of crazy, like, why? Because she was like one of those girlies that's like, I can't wait to be pregnant. So it's like, why are you not blessing the grandbaby? And she basically was just like, I don't think that she's ready mentally. Like, she was just saying all this crazy ass shit about this girl. And I was just looking at her like, whoa, like, I'm so glad I don't want to have kids. I'm so glad me and Christopher are not having no kids because you would never be able to stop me, bitch. If I wanted a baby, it would be done. Like, if I don't want a baby, it'll be done. Like, you're not stopping anything. But I'm peeping the way she's treating Courtney. And I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not, like, this is just my boyfriend. You feel me? What a wild thing to say, but also what a wild thing to even share. Like, bitch, you think those things in your mind. You don't tell nobody that shit. So, anyways, so I already know, like Courtney over here, when Courtney got pregnant, she happy as fuck, coming over the house, excited, and the mama acting all fake, like trying to act like she happy. That shit is funny as hell. Now, bitch, now on today, her and the baby. You would have thought that baby came out of her pussy, bitch. You would have thought that baby, you would have thought she was the original umbilical cord holder because the way that baby is at her house on her couch in her arms, she's not she don't feel that way no more. Anyways, so once she had said that shit to me, I'm sitting at the kitchen table knowing all of this, and the sister-in-law gonna say to me, when are y'all getting married? To me and Christopher. And I look and I'm just like, I'm like, that's not happening. And like, I swear, you can hear a pin drop. And again, I was trying to say this in another video. The like being autistic, like I didn't realize you're supposed to lie. You're not supposed to say that shit in front of the family. You're supposed to be like, who knows? You know what I mean? You're supposed to be like, only time will tell. You know what I mean? BB. Hi, how was it? It's alright. Oh my god. I know. Let me see that. Run, hide. Don't let them perceive you. Oh, you're amazing. Oh, these are beautiful. Ooh, I'm excited. Finally. Okay, so anyways, so getting back to it. So you're supposed to lie and make it seem like you and this man are gonna get married someday, even though you already know you're not. And also, I already told Christopher like that week, I was like, I actually want to break up. I was like, I'm actually about to crowdfund so I can move away because I can't live in Ohio with you. I don't want to stay here. Your mom is mean. Like, I literally told him, like, I can't stay here. And he started crying. He was like, no. He's like, please don't leave me here. Like, and in retrospect, I wish I would have paid attention to what he said because he didn't want to get left in Ohio, bitch. He didn't want me to leave him behind in Ohio. And in retrospect, it's like, yeah, me neither, ho. Like, I would hate to be left out here too. But I was just like, well, I was like, he was like, I could try harder. And like in retrospect, it's like, whatever the fuck that means. So I want to say like that him and I almost breaking up, and then like me saying we're not getting married. Oh, his mom started going evil, dumb on me. Like she started acting real crazy. And I want to say like that weekend we had plans to go to like a beach house or something or a lake house. And I woke up, I was sick as fuck. And it's COVID. So obviously, if I'm supposed to be going to an event with like multiple people, I can't be sick as fuck. So I literally was like sad as hell, but I'm like trying to take care of myself. Also, you know, the mama don't like me, right? So like I'm literally sick in a house of an op. So I'm literally like trying to take care of myself around the op bitch. And so I'm taking it easy. I'm drinking tea. I'm just trying to. And all of a sudden, the bitch just explodes. She's like, I thought y'all were leaving this weekend. I thought I would have the space to myself. She started going crazy. Start slamming doors, start going nuts. And I just remember just sitting there like looking sick as fuck. Like I was just sitting there like this. And she just like going nuts. And Christopher is I think in the bedroom at the time, but she's like slamming stuff. She's going nuts. She's like losing it. And I'm just sitting at the kitchen table, sick as a damn dog, just like not sure what the fuck to do or to say. And so at some point, she's like telling me, like, I want you out of my house. She's like, Christopher, drop her off in Detroit. And keep in mind, if you looked at the Google map, we're in Defiance, Ohio. And we had only gone as far as Adrian. We had never gone to Detroit, never left Adrian, never went outside of Adrian, bitch. And again, if you look at the map, you're going to notice Adrian is the closest city to Ohio. It is the closest place to go to cross the border, get some weed, go to ice cream place, and vibe out and have a good little time, good little afternoon. So I'm literally, well, listen, my theory is she knew I was too weak to really fight her. Like she knew I was too weak to actually like get into her. And so I want to say, like, at some point I started yelling stuff back because I'm like, drop me off in fucking Detroit. I was like, I'm not a fucking dog, bitch. I was like, how the fuck you gonna talk about me like this? I was like, that's crazy as fuck. I was like, you really want me to fucking get out your house? Like, I have no problem. I was like, but you can't just be kicking people out of houses. Like, I was like, we need at least 30 fucking days. Like, I'm over here trying to advocate for some like reality. Meanwhile, fucking Christopher is packing up the van. I don't realize that's what he's doing. I just see him grabbing our stuff and leaving the house a bunch. But I'm not really focused on that. I'm dragging her because I'm like, bitch, like, how you gonna just be inhumane? I was like, I'm sick. I was like, I don't want to stay here. I'm like, I don't want to stay here. Right. Like, but again, I feel like the implication of a white bitch saying that she wants me to be dropped off in Detroit, the blackest city in Michigan, it's a moment. So I really felt like in that moment, I was just kind of like, I'm gonna just cuss her out finally, because I couldn't cuss her out all this other times. So I'm actually taking my time dragging her ass, and Christopher had to come get my ass to leave because I'm standing there like I don't care that I'm sick at this point. I'm like, no, like you're evil as fuck. I'm like, you're an evil bitch, and I literally like remember like saying like, I hope Courtney don't let you see the baby. And I remember texting Courtney too, being like, that bitch never wanted you to have the baby. I'm like, keep the baby away from her. She's evil. She didn't listen. I don't care though, because I know that like me and Christopher's situation made her and his brother seem like the better people. So you're welcome, girl. Anyways, you know what I mean? It worked out for somebody, bitch. Somebody got something. So, exactly, bitch. Exactly. No, and that's the thing that. No, yeah, no. I mean, there was a lot of rotten things. Like, I feel like I barely remember all the things that I did in the end, but I know that like Christopher packed up the van and had to like pull me out the house because I was like so fucking angry. And then at one point he was like, I really wanted us to leave because I was scared my mom was gonna shoot you. And I was like, well, that's a moment. Like you were worried your mom was gonna shoot me. Okay. So again, I'm in a van driving God knows where with a white man after his mama just told me that I need to get dropped off like a dog. And I want to say like the day before I had posted some mushrooms because I had met somebody in the city. Like I had just like we had just went to Michigan recently, and someone had gifted me some mushrooms, and I had posted about them. And somebody asked me as we're driving, God knows where, if I could help them find some mushrooms, and I was like, immediately. And so I feel like from there, that's when I realized, like, bitch, I should just post pictures of things that I can help people find because I am not going to die. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I know we're not gonna die. And so in the beginning, like my business started out as me just like trying to not die with this white man. And if I'm being super candid, like he did help in the beginning, but at some point, like he just kind of checked the fuck out. Like it just felt like I got so sucked into the business. Like I got so stuck. Like I was always on my phone. Like bitch, it was crazy. Like I literally ended up getting 2 phones. Like I'm literally just trying like to just keep up. Like cause again, like in the beginning, things was kind of crazy. Like I feel like being homeless in a van, the prices that I was offering were not even as good as the prices I'm offering now. Like in retrospect, the prices I'm offering now are so much better. But at the time, I'm trying to get enough money for me and a white man to live in a hotel for a week. And I need that immediately. Like I need us to like get out this van. You know, it's hot. Like it was summer, bitch. So it's just like, or it was early spring, but it was still hot as fuck. And so it was very much like, what are we about to do? Like, how are we gonna get this money? And as I said in the beginning, like things was working out, but I feel like he started to kind of fall off because I think like I was so caught up in the phone, so caught up in survival that like he just started getting escapist. Like he would be on TikTok scrolling forever. Like TikTok really stole his ass because he was really on TikTok like all day. And it was just like, damn, like just watching TikToks all day. And it was really sad because I felt like I'm over here on the phone. Like, I'm not even like, I wasn't even on the phone having fun, y'all. Like, I wasn't on the phone having a good time. I wasn't on the phone, like, talking to my friend. I was on the phone, like, trying to make a menu, trying to fucking not die, trying to post anywhere I can, alienating all types of people because people were like, bitch, I don't feel comfortable with supporting you. I don't feel comfortable with supporting substance or drugs or whatever the fuck. And it's just like, that's real. But at the same time, like I really was like, I don't want to die, and I know y'all be smoking weed. Like that was my thought process. Like I was like, I know somebody is gonna feel me. Like that was really my energy. Was like, I know somebody is going to care about this. Oh, I don't have any pronouns. I'm just living life. But anyways, so like I was saying, I literally was noticing him fading away. Like literally, like, bro, like he wouldn't even help me with the menus. Like I'm literally like asking him to help me, like look up the strains, tell me what they're giving so I can put them on the menu. Like tell me like what is like tell me if it's a sativa. And it's just like I shouldn't have to ask for that, babe. Like we should have a rhythm at this point. And so I want to say at some point he was just so checked out. I called his mom and bitch, you think I wanted to call that ugly bitch? No. But I literally was like, look, I was like, I think I could survive without him. I was like, he's gone. I was like, you killed him. I was like, he can't handle homelessness. He can't handle being poor like this. I was like, you put him through something that he's not going to recover from with me. I was like, I've been broke before. I've been through some really crazy things. I was like, so I know this is not going to break me. I was like, but you broke your son. You got to come get him. And she was like, he's your problem now. He's yours. And I'm like, he's not mine. Like, that's what sucks. Like, he's nobody's now, bitch. Like, he's dead. And again, like, I literally try to tell him, like, I was like, I don't want you to think I don't care about you. Like, I just know that, like, there's nothing here anymore. Like, we're gone. Like, we're both gone. Like, I'm literally too focused on not dying to carry you. I can't carry you anymore. And he was hurt, but it still didn't disconnect us. Like even that situation, even me being honest about calling his mom and his mom rejecting him, he still stuck with me. He still wouldn't leave. And I was like, fuck. And keep in mind, like I'm over here trying to survive. I'm trying to get into an apartment. I'm trying to like do all these things. I'm working. He's just sitting there on TikTok, like literally cannot get out of it. Like I got like, bitch, I gotta fucking order all the door dashes. I got like, and it's like, sweetie, fuck. He has no money of his own. Like we're still getting the checks, but it's like it's going to student loan payment. Like he's trying to take care of his stuff on the side, but our survival is coming down to me. And so I want to say at some point we get into this apartment with this fucking trans man named Corey. And this motherfucker, ooh, he was such a little shady motherfucker. Like he told us our bedroom to rent was 700 and we're not from Michigan, right? So we don't realize that that's crazy as fuck. Our room was 350, bitch. The entire apartment was 700. This bitch had us paying their motherfucking rent for months and was being ugly to us and was being shady and was eating up our food and was acting a fool. It was a mess. But one day we just said, fuck it, we moving out. Like I was like, honestly, we got enough money stacked up to like if we gotta go hit the hotel for a little bit, we'll be fine. But I wanna say like when everything fell apart with Corey, I was like, honestly, I'm leaving you too. Cause like I'm not about to do this again. I'm not gonna have all these white people around me eating off me and like that's crazy as fuck. And it was funny because I found out that he was stealing from me with the rent shit from the downstairs neighbor. And I had smoked him out and he was like, that room only 350. I was like, oh, okay. And so when I moved out of there, I moved onto a couch. I know that probably sounds crazy, but bitch, I moved onto a couch. And the crazy thing about the couch was I ended up paying $700 to live on a couch, which I know someone's gonna be like, what? And like, yes, Yes, a white trans man had me pay $700 to sleep on a couch. Swear. And in retrospect, it was a blessing. It was a blessing. I can't tell you why. It was a blessing. I can't tell you why, but it was a blessing. But I ended up living with this trans man. He was kind of Aggie, Aquarius. We're going to call him Charlie. But me and Charlie met on Lex, Lex. It's an app for like trans, gay people to like link up. It's kind of like Craigslist low key, but like Craigslist meets Twitter. Yes, no, it's a mess. It's a mess. So me and Charlie was living together, and Charlie had a friend named Star, and I'll never forget this. But Star came over and was telling me about how her boyfriend was acting a fool. And as soon as she left, I told Charlie, I was like, when I get off your couch, ask her to come stay on the couch. I was like, because the man that she's living with is acting up because he about to leave her. Nobody want to listen to me. Nobody want to listen to me. Swear, a week later, Star calling Charlie like, my man left me, my man moved away, my man dipped out or whatever. And it's like, okay, like cool, like that's, what did I say? You know what I mean? Like, what did I just fucking say? So with that being said, like, listen, truly don't delete the messages. Don't just delete. Like, I appreciate the deleted, but don't just delete. Definitely block and hide for sure. Like if they're saying weird stuff, block and hide. So anyways, so Charlie and Star ended up like needing to live together, and I moved off the couch and found a room with this white witch named Heather. And Heather had a son and a wife, and her mama had bought the house. And so after I got off Charlie's couch, me and Charlie and Star was still kind of cool, but there was a person named Aaron who said that they had a house that they would let me rent. And so I was like, bet. So I went to go rent the house, but then I found the room with Heather the witch. And so I'm like, I'm gonna go take the room. Star and Charlie, y'all take the house. The day me and Star and Charlie was supposed to go talk to Aaron about the house, Star and Charlie cussed me out on my fucking front porch of the house with the witch bitch Heather. And it was crazy because I was in the backyard just smoking and waiting on them to come. And they text me saying, like, we're here. And I said, okay. I was like, I'm just finishing my smoke. I'm about to come out front. And they started texting me talking about some hurry up, you're always late, do. And I'm just like looking at the text message like LOL, because I'm like actually not late at all. Like I'm literally here, like I'm walking to the front. I literally, as I'm walking to the front, they're texting me some shady shit, and I get to the front and they just start yelling and acting stupid. And I was like, what? They were like, hurry up. They're like, we're gonna be late. Like they just start going nuts on me. Now keep in mind, they were technically about to be homeless like in a few days, like both of them, because the trailer was like too expensive to keep renting. They needed this house to work out. But keep in mind, the house was already got. They already had the house. We were going to go get the keys and give the money. To be honest with you, like they weren't even getting the keys. Like they were just going to go talk to Aaron at this point and go like see if like, you know what I mean? It wasn't even like it's secure. It was more like, let's go hang out and talk. Like y'all need a house. Like I don't think they were getting the keys just yet, truly. And so I'm not taking it too seriously because again, I'm thinking like the house is secure. They were about to give it to me. I passed it on to you. Keep that in mind. So I get to the front, they're bugging out, and I'm like not sure what's happening. I'm asking questions. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, we're late, we're late. I was like, no. I was like, we could just text Aaron right now. It's all good. No, I appreciate you so much. It's all good. I was like, we're gonna get the house at some point. It's all good. And so we literally get into a skirmish. Like they start cussing me out, they start yelling, they start acting stupid, like they just start acting like really like violent and screaming. And so I literally was like, I'm not gonna get in that car with y'all. I was like, the way y'all are behaving is scaring me. I was like, y'all are cussing me out. Like, and I was like, I gave y'all a house. Like I passed y'all a house for $700, which the white person was not wanting to give that deal to nobody white, low key. So like they actually got a hookup and they were still like aggy. So I didn't get in the car because I'm like, I'm not getting in the car with nobody cussing me out. I go in the house. I decided that I was not going to stop them from getting that house. I told myself, you know what? If they're going to act like that, they clearly needed it. Like if they're willing to disrespect me in front of my house and act a fool, let them have it. I just won't be their friend no more. They can have the house. They lost me. And so after they got the house and it was all secure, I told Aaron the truth because I was like, hey, I was like, I didn't want to stop them from getting the house, but they were pretty rude to me the day that they were supposed to get it. And I actually don't like them anymore. I don't really mess with them. So I was like, I'm just letting you know. I was like, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you like the day of, but the way that they were talking, they were trying to insinuate that I was going to stop them from getting the house and I was going to mess up the house for them. And so I didn't tell you anything because I didn't want them to, like, I didn't want what they were saying about me to be true. And I really wish that I had been honest with you, but I was like, I'm being honest now because again, like I don't want you to be in any danger or any bullshit. So I feel like lowest of keys, that could be some backstory to why Aaron low key doesn't fuck with me on the realest tip. Because like Aaron was trying to give me a house and I over here traded a house to go live in a white person's house. In retrospect, the house was bare bones and I was kind of worried about like how I would survive by myself in a big ass house. I just got worried that I would be filling it with people and like make it an unsafe place for me because I have poor boundaries. So my thought process was there are two people that need a house that I was just living with basically. And if they can use it, cool. I'm going to take the smaller space. That's where I was. I know some people will not understand that, but just wasn't sure how I was going to be able to. And also keep in mind, I was sleeping on a couch. I'm going from sleeping on a couch to living in a house in Detroit that has, I don't want to talk shit about it. It's just it wasn't finished, you know? It was an unfinished house and it needed a lot of love and I feel like part of like the offering of it being 700 was like me living in it, loving it. And I think my mind was like after sleeping on a couch, I just want to sleep in a room that's furnished. They had a water machine. They had herbs and stuff like again it was like live with a witch who's giving me access to everything, live in a house that I have to start. In retrospect, I see the house as the better offer, but only slightly because again, in the end, I think like me and Aaron's like relationship really went left when I actually had to live with her after living with fucking Heather. So anyways, so look, so I'm living with the witch, and the witch is cool at first, but I feel like in the beginning she was asking me to cook dinner for her, and I was with it. But then I was like, sweetie, sometimes I'm not gonna be here at night, so I'm down to cook breakfast sometimes. Like I started being candid with her about like what I could and couldn't do, and at some point she was like, "That's real." She's like, "Set up the crock pot, like let's get some meal prep going." Like I was making it work, but I want to say at some point I did start hoarding dishes, and bitches was getting mad at me. And I understand that, but I want to say that like at some point, the wife who did not live there of my roommate was acting really weird. Like she was a white bitch that be fucking with voodoo, and she had the fucking nerve to tell me. She had the nerve to fucking tell me that I stopped her from being in her voodoo room. That I was downstairs with company, and she couldn't get to her voodoo prayer room, and I literally just looked at her like imagine a white person trying to tell you that you're stopping their voodoo magic. Like, I'm sorry, like, I tried so hard not to die laughing in her fucking face, bitch. What up, Carmen? Um, Happy birthday, boo. No, no, you can't be a mod because it's your birthday, but thank you for being here. Hey, baby Ethernet. So, anyways, so the wife was obviously unhinged as a Caucasian. And on top of that, like, the wife was yeah, a white person doing voodoo. I literally was like, sweetie, I probably kept you from fucking yourself up. Like I low key probably saved your life by getting my titties sucked downstairs because it was like a finished basement. That's another reason why I lived there. It was a finished basement, so they had two different living room situations. And my roommate didn't say this before, but she's the girly that is always on her couch. She literally is always on her couch to the point where if you want to have a roommate, you got to be candid that like the second lounge area is for the person that's paying rent to live in the other room. Because if you're going to take the living room all day, the only living space, and then there's a dining room, but that's a table, it's not a couch. So it just kind of honestly was very bizarre to me that like they weren't considerate that I would want to have a space to sit down and lounge and relax. But for some reason, the wife who don't live there got a whole voodoo prayer room. There's a whole living room being taken over by homegirl, and I'm not mad at her taking over her own living room, but it's like you're asking someone to pay to live in your home. You must make a common area for me. You must. But did I fight for that? No, bitch. I literally just let it go. I literally was letting it all go because I was grateful. I'm gonna be real with you. In retrospect, I wish I would have made more noise, but I feel like I did what made sense for me at the time. Listen, she's an ugly bitch. She's a very ugly bitch. Like, and I really feel like inside and out. Like, and I mean that so disrespectfully. Like, she very much is ugly inside and out. And I think that she's a hater. Like, I like in retrospect, I really think that both of them, like both my roommates were haters. I think they both hated on me because I think they saw me as less than them. But I always had friends, always have fun, always just doing something, always just like, always just doing something fun. And I saw them just bored. They were boring. Like they had to spend mad money to do anything because they didn't have no friends. Like they didn't have nobody to invite them nowhere. There was very boring people. And so even though I was kind to them, I feel like sometimes you can't be kind enough to those people because they're like, wait, why am I not having a fun life? I have more money than you. I have more than you. I'm sorry. Like I meet people like that all the time. There's people like that that hate me all the time. They're like, "What? This bitch is broke. This bitch is down bad. What? This bitch crowdfunding and still got a smile on her face." I sure do. Oh no, she made a mistake. Yup, and I own it, and I'm gonna make it right. What next? Like some people really want you to live in this in the punishment and shame that they're living in, and I just can't. I got too much going on, bitch. No, the voodoo prayer room is crazy. It's really crazy. Nevertiti, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate you. So, anyways, getting back to it. So, I'm living with this white witch. These white people done took that house and they're living up in there, pissing Aaron off. I didn't know that. And if I'm being super candid with you, I only knew about Aaron because somebody reached out to me and like I don't know if folks are aware of this, but the Underground Railroad still exists. I know this is gonna sound crazy to somebody, but there are a lot of people out there conspiring to help people who go through housing insecurity, especially if they are Black people. And so I just want to put it out there that if you are a Black person and you do need housing and you do need escape, please reach out because I know several people who are invested in trying to help Black people, especially escape. Yes, Ren knows. Ren knows. It's real. The Underground Railroad never stopped, just so everybody knows. And so with that being said, I only knew about Erin because somebody told me that her house was a stop and she was seemingly a cool person, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, like, I think I think a lot of things. I think first of all, I don't think that she appreciated me telling some white people about that house, but in retrospect, I didn't know that. On the other hand, her decision to house those people and take their money was hers. She could have said after 30 days, I'm going to give you a 30-day notice for cussing out this brown person for helping you. Like, Aaron could have decided to do something about what they did to me. They chose not to. They chose to keep on taking their money. And then at some point, those white people started being annoying to them. And so from there, I feel like they started trying to treat me like shit for them being mad at these white people. And in retrospect, I feel like that's where she should have really thought more about who was pissing her off, because it certainly wasn't me. But anyways, I'm living with the white witch. The white witch wife getting weird. And one day the white witch wife went into my room and was talking about how my room was messy and I had dishes in there and I need to move out. And I literally was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, that's crazy that you went into my room. And I really wish I would have just stood my ground and just been like, give me a 30-day notice. Like, I really wish I would have been a weirdo, but honestly, I would rather die than be anywhere I'm not wanted. So I was like, give me some of my rent money back, because the bitch just took my rent too. Like, this shit happened like right after the first bitch. Like, they're really ugly. And so honestly, it was very much a moment where the bitch was trying to get my rent money and then kick me out, bitch, and then use my rent money to float 30 days and find a new bitch and get double rent. Swear. I was like, whoa, you're a weirdo. And so, anyways, I want to say, like, I told her straight up, like, if you don't give me some money, I'm not going nowhere, bitch. Then I find out that the Ubers will not take you if you have mad shit, like you trying to move, bro. Yeah, no, that was really crazy. Like, again, I'm telling you, I was just trying to fucking live. Nah, we already talked about Lizzo. Go back to the beginning of the live, baby, if you want to hear the Lizzo discourse. Love you. Anyways, so like I was saying, I'm living with Heather. Heather trying to kick me out. And I pretty much made a post being like, hey, white people are whiting. And Aaron was like, you could come here. Now Aaron got a brown child, like Aaron got a biracial baby. that's trans. And at the time, like, I feel like everything was coup de la, but I want to say the real drama started when this white bitch moved upstairs. And Aaron over here gonna have this white lady move upstairs, and the white lady was being rude as fuck to everybody and was falling out with every fucking body. But for some reason, like that bitch and me having me, I remember like me and her fell out because I literally told her, I was like, hey, I was like, can I have my phone charger back? I let you borrow it a few days ago. And she's like, no, I no, you didn't. And I was like, no, I did. And then she was like, you're gaslighting me. And I was like, okay. And I just walked away because I was like, I'm not about to deal with this. And then after that, I just feel like things went from bad to worse. And I feel like, again, there was drama happening with her and Aaron. And I wish I would have never got into it because I'm over here trying to be helpful. Like, I want to say at one point, the girlie going to move upstairs and then want to move in another dog. Even though she already got a dog, she want to get two dogs. There's already a dog at the house. And Aaron told her over here telling me, damn, I hope she don't try to bring another dog. So I'm over here trying to tell the lady upstairs, like, oh, the dog. And I should have just shut the fuck up and let them fight. You know what I mean? I should have just let those girls fight. I'm over here trying to back channel and try to make sure that everything's cool because I don't want Erin to be stressed more than she already is because the people next door that I helped live next door are pissing her off. Like at one point, they had a stand-up shower and they're gonna tell Erin, you need to install a fucking tub. Bitch, imagine telling your landlord that they gotta fucking install a tub for you. I'm not saying that that's not like something that someone should do, but it's like, sweetie, like, whoa, again, getting a tub is nice, but fighting with your landlord when you're behind on rent, when your lights are getting shut off, like, it just very much was a thing where like they already were pissing them off. And then on top of it, they're like, we need a tub, rip out the shower. So they put a tub in there and everything. Then they gonna fucking talk about we moving out, like dead ass. I ended up living at Aaron's house, because I'm literally homeless at this point, and they didn't like seeing me, and so they moved out. And then Aaron gonna blame it on me, and I'm like, Aaron, you already told me that they had problems living over there. They already told you that they didn't like living over there. Like they kept on asking Aaron to do 1,000 things. They're like, we want central air. We want new windows. Like they wanted the whole house renovated. They were trying to treat it like it was like you're a real landlord. And I think that's why Aaron was pissed at me because they're like, bitch, I was trying to give housing to a broke rat like you. Now you got colonizers asking me to fucking get tubs. And here's my thing. I understand her being mad at me. I don't understand her taking it out on me. Like, I don't understand her like not realizing like I didn't do this. Like these white people, you're saying yes to keeping them here. You can at any moment say 30-day notice. But she wanted that money. I understand. But at the end of the day, I feel like at some point she gonna tell me that like, oh, I need to leave for Christmas. I need to leave for my birthday. Keep in mind, I'm fucking homeless. I'm just like, girl, how am I gonna leave your house for Christmas? How am I gonna leave your house for my birthday if I've been at your house since like the middle of fucking October? So I was honestly slightly hurt about that shit, but I told my best friend at the time and they literally were like, bitch, they were like, come to my house, like we're gonna thug it out. And I'm so fucking grateful because I got to stay with my friends for a while. And then after that, I met this person who, again, well, see, that's not true because here's the thing. My best friends are white. I lived with my best friends for months. I had an amazing time. That's why I won't let nobody white gaslight me and make me think that y'all are all fucking pieces of shit. I know you're all not. And so don't do that. Y'all are capable of being more than this. And so I'm not going to accept that. Like I said, after I left Aaron's house, my friends who are Caucasic, white, took me in and made sure I was good. Took me to the baby mother concert for my birthday. Took me to my mama's house in Virginia to go get a car for my best friend. Like, did a lot for me, actually. Like, went out their way for me, actually. Like, white people have gone out their way for me. That's why I won't accept nobody white acting stupid. I won't accept it. Because I know that y'all are capable of doing so many kind things. Like I said, white people are capable of doing more than being racist. They're capable of more than being pieces of shit. And so if anybody white thinks that like it's okay to remain weird, distant, stagnant, and not looking into why whiteness is a practice and not just a fucking fake ass race, I'm not interested. Like, if a white person is not going to consider, that they don't have to operate as a Caucasian. And again, I know some white people don't want to hear this because some of them are just so committed to being shitty. But it's like, again, my standards for white people has risen because I have had white people show up for me in a way that, again, I know they can do, and it don't hurt them or take away from them. There are so many white people that can. No, they don't do nice shit to trap you. Like, that's another layer to this. I've had white people show up for me and be kind and not treat me poorly and not do weird shit to me. I've had white people check their privilege and know how to treat me the right way the first time. Let's not keep lying. Let's not keep lying. Let's not keep lying, because I've had white people absolutely show up for me and do exactly what the fuck I needed. No, not all races can be kind and mean. It's not about being kind and mean. White supremacy takes help. Whiteness is a practice. White is not a real race. Most of y'all are Italian, Irish. Like, let's keep it a buck. White is not real. There's no white nation. Come on, baby. Let's keep up. So whiteness is a practice, okay? And the white people I surround myself with are not practicing whiteness. Whiteness is behavioral. Yes. Yes. Go and check my posted. Go and check my community tab. I got a post for all of the white people. Go and check it out. Yes, go and check it out. I got some posts for you in there. Whiteness is behavior. White is not real. Some of y'all are Irish. Some of y'all are Scandinavian. Some of y'all are Norse. Some of y'all are Dutch. Well, see, that's the thing. Whiteness created itself by seeing blackness. So if white people had to see black people to create whiteness, wouldn't it make more sense that none of it is real and that white people are just projecting out of insecurity? Wouldn't that be the easier thing to come? Wouldn't that be the easier conclusion to come to? No, being black isn't a practice. It isn't. Whiteness decided that blackness is a certain look. Blackness is a certain behavior. What whiteness decided blackness was a condemnation against itself. Again, a lot of white people are not ready to have this convo because you've been lied to. I'm so sorry. But as someone who's part of the white community, I have a white mother, I'm here to help. I'm here to help my people, because it's a lot of white people who only have white mothers and white fathers who don't understand whiteness as a behavior. Again, Ethiopian and Nigerian are places. There are white people in Nigeria. There are non-black people in Nigeria. We just have to be comfortable with the reality that race is not real. White supremacy has created a false narrative. I missed you too, Shannon. Thank you for being here. But with all that being said, there is many community posts. I've been sharing a lot of videos about this. Just let's keep our hearts and minds open. Everybody doesn't have all the information. I don't have all the information, but I'm trying to gather it. Olivia, I'm glad that you're taking time to keep on listening, but I really want you to go to my community tab and watch some videos, truly. Because I'm not going to be able to say it the best. I'm not, because I'm not even on this type of time right now. I feel like I'm in the middle of talking about something completely different. Cassie, no. Release the hounds, Trilly. Release the hounds on Cassie. I'm sorry, I'm being stupid. Yeah, we gonna have to get the hounds on Casey. Cassie need the hounds. Who else need the hounds? I'm sorry, bitch. I'm having way too much fun. Truly, thank you for indulging me. I know. I definitely will eat the chat up. Oh, I'm mixed. I'm a whole mixed person. I am a whole mixed person. That's what I am. I really don't even have a race. I'm actually raceless. I'm a whole mixed person with a white mama. What does it mean to be mixed? Mixed is many looks. So I can't really even tell you. All I can do is tell you my individual experience. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Olivia. There's no such thing as a collective. All black people are different. All white people, unfortunately, have been taught to behave through whiteness. It's a socialization. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's unfortunate. It's sad. It is. I'm glad you're asking more questions, though. I'm smoking designer runts. No, that's the thing. White supremacy is a system that we're all living in. We actually are all living in the colonizer's imagination right now. And so the colonizer wants you to perpetuate this idea that like there's that we're all equal, and we're not. If we were all equal, white people would not have needed to spread lies about other races. Unfortunately, in this day and age, white people are finally being talked about in the way that they talked about everybody the fuck else. We are finally trying to equal it up. And white people are very mad, I've noticed. White people are very mad that now everybody else that they done talked about can talk about them without getting killed. My goodness. I smoke to forget. I definitely don't successfully balance life. Definitely don't. Definitely don't. But I will say this. I use scissors instead of a knife sometimes when I'm cooking, and I feel like that is a key. Get you some good kitchen scissors, okay? Like I don't be chopping no green onion. I just use my scissors. Bacon, I cut every pack of bacon in half, and I that way it stretches. That's why it stretches. I don't do long bacons. I get thick cut and I cut the pack in half, baby. You're welcome. You get four meals off that one pack. Promise. Promise. Let me see. Crock pot. Crock pot. If someone loves you and gives you a crock pot, get it. It's not, do I think most white people are bad? It's that white supremacy is it's that whiteness is behavior. It's not about white people being bad. It's about white people not having to consider that that the way they look and the way they behave can be violent. Oh, hey Jay, I hope you're doing well. See, Olivia, if it was racist, white people wouldn't have done it, right? Like if it was like if it wasn't something to harm people, white people wouldn't have bothered. White people literally created the idea of race to harm. That is why now we're turning the lens on them. That's the issue, Olivia, is that whiteness created the idea of race by what they weren't. They said black people have big lips. They never said they have small lips. They made it seem like having big lips was a problem. Notice that. They never said nothing about small lips being beautiful, did they? No, they never did. Actually, let me not say that because they did. They were hyping up small lips. They were hyping up small features. That's why white women were seen as women and every other woman was seen as non-woman. It's why like the standard for a woman in medical fields is often based on white, small, tiny women. Even if a white woman is not naturally tiny, bitch, they're still saying all of y'all are. Okay, Sadie, you're not going to stop anything ever. But in the medical space, like a lot of fat people don't get appropriate care because they're comparing us with smaller body people. So even if a fat person is like actually doing quite well, they're being compared to a skinny person. So now they're doing way worse. And also, for anybody who has high blood pressure, grapefruit. Grapefruit. Before they put you on the heart medication, baby, grapefruit. Okay? Because it gets hard to get off the heart medication. Do your research, but grapefruit. with all that being said, I ended up in Erin's house for a little bit, and she was not very kind to me. And then I ended up living with my white friends who are very kind to me, who treated me like a fucking human. And I'm grateful. Race is not inherent. Race was created by white people, just like the Bible was written by white men. We have to get clear on who had power and the tools to create major psychological operation at what time in history. We must get clear. We must get clear. The men wrote the books. That is why reading women's words is important. That's why reading non-men's words, people in the trans kaleidoscope, we need that intelligence. We are listening to people who didn't realize everyone has something to offer. I have something to learn from somebody white, absolutely. But one thing I'll say is when you bring information to people, you have to consider how you're bringing it. That's why I'm not being rude to you, Olivia. That's why I'm still trying to urge you to get more information because I'm not trying to turn you off from this conversation. I'm glad you're asking more questions. It is racist to say a whole group of people are X, Y, or Z. But when we talk about anti-whiteness, we must be clear that we live in a white supremacist world. It's important for us to talk about white people like this. It's important for us to group them together in their behavior, to acknowledge the ways that they have done that to others and the ways that them doing that to others was actually a projection. If you tell me that black people are stealing, I don't notice that white people are stealing everything. Do I? If you tell me that such and such community stinks, I don't notice that white people don't wash their legs, even though they're telling us all the time on the internet. Like, it's the ways that if you tell me that this or that community is dumb, I don't notice the ways that white people are in control of the Department of Education in this motherfucking country, and it is what? Failing! It is the way that if you tell me this or that race is doing something, I'm not looking at white people, am I? What stereotypes are there for them? Y'all must consider why we don't have energy towards white people in the same way. And I remember thinking to myself, if I hate white people, like, am I like them? Like, that was my last hang up on like actually being candid about how I feel about white supremacy and white people, the tools of it. And I want to be candid with you that like it is hard for me to be friends with white people. I don't have many white friends anymore. Even white people that used to be my fan or supporters, a lot of them think I'm racist, which is just fine to me because I feel like one thing about it is if I'm talking about white people candidly, I'm okay with white people's discomfort. Some people are not. Some people are still not. And I want to hold that it's okay if you're still afraid of white people's discomfort because one thing I don't want to do is make it seem like you should be here. I don't think anybody should be anywhere. I think you're exactly where the fuck you're supposed to be. And unfortunately, sometimes you find that you're right where the colonizer wants you to be. So I'm going to stay curious as long as I don't hear nobody white try to manipulate me. I'm going to stay listening until I hear disrespect or I hear someone tell me something that I know for sure is not true. And I know for sure that they could not know the truth because they don't have that identity or they don't live at that place of intersection of trauma and intelligence. So with that being said, I can tell that some people are feeling a way. Listen, when people say that they're white and they wouldn't want to be around me, I'm grateful. That means I'm protected. Like, I don't think white people realize this, but being kind to white people can be dangerous. The natives found that out the hard way. Many native communities found that out the hard way. Being kind to white people can be dangerous. And so it's better to be taking a step back from you. It's better to be waiting for y'all to show yourselves than getting too close. I know some of you will be uncomfortable at this reality. More people of color feel this than not. Most of us would rather you prove that you're going to be a real ally, accomplice, before we ever bother to get close to you. We'd rather you actually put yourself out there. Go outside. Go march. Go do something. Show us. Show us that you're worth connection. Why? Why should we get close to you? Like, white people don't think about the history of getting close to them. They really don't. They don't see that, like, when they first came up over to America, when they came to Turtle Island, the natives threw roses at their feet because they stank and they thought incorrectly that they were gods. It's the way that white supremacy has never been held accountable for the ways that it is incorrect, for the ways that they did not understand. It's the way white supremacy continues to not understand and thinks that that's just as important as listening. It's demonstrated in the comments. White people are choosing to speak instead of go Google, go look. Community tab. I got mad videos for you to watch. You're welcome. You don't even have to read, bitch. This is a listen. It's a listen. You're welcome. It's a watch and a listen. You're welcome. You're welcome. Listen, the Black Panthers have erected in Ohio to protect their community. I just need you to know that. The Black Panthers are out, baby. We're not gonna play in your face. Whiteness is destruction. White supremacy is harm. It is. You know what? You know what? Since y'all don't want to listen, we just gonna play. We just gonna play the track. We're just gonna play the track because it's the way I just want white people to hear from a white person. I want y'all to hear from y'all community. Cause there are white people breaking silence about how y'all behave and how y'all are. And I'm excited to share this with you. I'm so excited to share this with you, truly. Mm, I love that sound. The sound of each one teach one. The sound of helping people get more information. It's so exciting, ain't it? It's so exciting, ain't it? All right. All right. Let's go. Now, let me get to the right part. Let me get to the right part. Now, for anybody who's white here and upset already, I'm about to upset you even more, and I'm not sorry.
Since in the past, black people already left and they already used that life, but today is happening to white folks. And so, me seeing these white gentlemen come out and talk about this, it is true that they created whiteness. They created this illusion in their mind and made them think that they are great. I want us to watch this video. I'll be back with my commentary, and I hope this video serves you right.
Get into this video.
Indigenous, Black, and non-Western cultures prioritize community, resource sharing, and mutual aid. Reject whiteness by building and participating in communal support networks. Abandon the obsession with private property and capitalism. White societies equate ownership with worth, whether it's land, wealth, or status. Many non-white cultures historically valued communal land, resource sharing, and economic equity. Reject whiteness by challenging capitalist exploitation and embracing alternative economic models. Abandon suppressing emotions and policing behavior. White culture demands emotional repression, politeness, and detachment from struggle. Black, Indigenous, and Latino cultures embrace passion, resilience, and collective grief. Reject whiteness by embracing emotional honesty, collective healing, and direct action. Redistribute resources and challenge white privilege. Whiteness is built on stolen wealth. Land, labor, and resources were stolen from African, Indigenous, and Asian peoples to create white wealth. White families benefited from redlining, segregation, and generational wealth, while non-white communities were excluded. Reject whiteness by redistributing land, resources, and opportunities to non-white communities. Support reparations and land return. Black and Indigenous communities deserve direct material reparations for centuries of stolen labor and genocide. White people must actively support policies that restore economic justice, not just acknowledge history. Reject whiteness by giving up unearned advantages and fighting for structural change. Overcoming whiteness means dismantling the social and economic structures that uphold it. Destroy white supremacist institutions. White supremacy isn't just about individual. It's also about institutions. The police, prisons, military, and corporate elite all serve white power. Liberal white institutions like media, academia, and NGOs claim to support equality, but still reinforce white supremacy. Reject whiteness by actively dismantling white-controlled institutions, not just reforming them. Challenge white leadership in progressive spaces. White people often colonize social movements, centering themselves rather than black and indigenous leadership. Dismantling whiteness means stepping back, redistributing power, and following the leadership of those most affected. Reject whiteness by ensuring the liberation movements remain truly decolonial and anti-racist.
They're not listening.
Destroying whiteness means tearing down
They
the
just hear
systems
white
that
and they're
uphold it,
mad.
not just changing the faces in power. Stop defending whiteness as an identity. Saying not all white people is a useless argument. Whiteness isn't about personal choices. It's about historical systems of oppression. White people are not
Gunshots.
neutral. They either benefit from whiteness or actively work to dismantle it. Reject whiteness by refusing to center white feelings over true liberation work.
Yes, it is a white person talking. They're talking about their community. Like, I love when just like I'm a light-skinned person who talks about being a mixed light-skinned person and how terrible we are, our community is awful. Our community is really awful, and we're informed by whiteness. Whiteness informs everybody else. So yeah, it's important to talk about how the fuck we're complicit in our community's harm, for sure. It's unfortunate, but when white people talk about stuff like this, there's less what's the word? There's less retribution. Like when I talk about white supremacy, notice y'all are like, you're scared, you're fat, you're a man, you're like just trying to be mean to me. And it's like, okay, but these things aren't gonna like what you're saying in this chat isn't gonna follow me too long. Like I'm not worried about it. But again, I have the privilege to not worry about it. Like that's the thing about bullying. Like I was bullied a lot as a kid, but as an adult, not really. And I have to hold that that's part of the privilege of being a lighter skinned person who's seen as conventionally attractive. If I lost weight, people would really like think about most of the comments people say about me. They're saying I'm fat. They're saying that I sound like a man. Like they're not really calling me ugly. Like no shade. Even if they say I sound like a man, they're not saying you look like a man. And even if they say I look like a man, I know I'm a cute man. So I'm not worried about it too much. But again, that lack of worrying is because I know I can just go on a dating site and swipe and someone's gonna talk to me, someone's gonna buy me dinner. Like I get enough validation to know that what you're saying isn't true. However, when people are being bullied a lot and then like they go online and people bully them, it's like, damn, maybe what's being said is true. And it's like, no, it's still not true. But you're being bullied so fucking much. Who's telling you something nice? Who's changing that perspective for you externally? I can think I'm pretty all day. If someone keeps telling me I'm ugly, and then I think I'm ugly because the society I'm living in is not reflecting my image back in a kind, positive, loving way, the fuck am I gonna think? So again, I'm not, but no, progress takes support. Things have not changed. Things have not changed. Things have not changed. And anybody white thinking things have changed is not paying attention and are not listening to black people. That's the thing. A lot of us give ourselves away when we talk because you can hear how much we're not listening to people who are telling us that it's not getting better. There are people telling us it's not okay. There are people screaming. There are people protesting. There are people fighting. And you really are disrespectful when you say things like that. Please don't ever say it's getting better. Please don't say that. It hasn't been. It hasn't been. Everything that we're going through right now has been repackaged. We're in a completely different time. Again, I was told by a police officer that being racist isn't illegal when I went to report a crime that happened to me a few months ago. I was told by an officer of the law that racism, discriminatory racism at your job, resulting in you losing your job, is not illegal. And when I talked about it candidly, I was ridiculed. and told that I should not have brought my problem here and I need to talk to HR. Can you imagine going to a police officer about being degraded racially and them telling you, oh well, and then the community of the same place you were just fucking treated poorly at being like, yeah, that's the culture here, fuck you, talk to HR. Why the fuck would I go backwards and talk to HR? Clearly HR doesn't give a fuck if I'm calling the police. My God. Like, wouldn't I go to HR first? And I already figured out they don't give a shit. So I went to the police. Have you ever escalated from HR to the police? Like, and y'all want to say it's getting better. Things have changed. How? Ugh. All of these systems take help. Just like nobody can force anyone to reinforce racism, like that cop has to be comfortable with the climate being more anti-black. He was happy to tell me that. And I cussed him the fuck out. I want you to know I ain't just hang up the phone. I dragged the shit out of him. And I said, you shame the badge. I was like, fuck you. I was like, you're a racist piece of shit. I was like, you don't fucking help nobody. Like, I literally went in on him so bad. His sergeant called me and I like literally just banged on them. I was like, I'm not answering the phone. Why would I talk to a sergeant? Y'all already got my story down. Y'all already know how to help me. You're not. Why call me back, ugly? No, even the law is being eroded. Like, that's the thing. Even the laws that people can say were put in place to help, they haven't been ratified. Like, some of y'all wasn't watching motherfucking, what was that shit? Conjunction, junction, what's your function? Like, motherfuckers was not watching I'm Just a Bill. I could tell. Okay, Tubeless, we gotta get you up out of here because you get annoying. You just writing like random ass like AAVE slang for no reason. Listen, this is the last little piece I'm gonna share with y'all. This is the last little piece because honestly, this one really fucked me up. Like, this really had me thinking about COVID. Like, this video, trigger warning for anybody who's still not over COVID, who still thinks something happened during COVID. It did. It did.
Europeans didn't conquer anyone because they were stronger, smarter, or superior in any way. They were walking sacks of disease that coughed their way to world domination and then rewrote history to make themselves look powerful. White supremacists love to bring up Hernan Cortez defeating the Aztecs like it was some brilliant military strategy. Let's break down what actually happened. Cortez and his 600 men arrived in 1519. The Aztec Empire had a standing army of hundreds of thousands of men. In a fair fight, the Spanish would have been obliterated. The first battles, Cortez lost. The Aztecs kicked his forces out of Tenochtitlan in 1520 during the Noche Triste, or the Sad Night, forcing him to flee like a scared child. Then came smallpox. The disease brought over by just one infected slave among the Spanish ranks ripped through the Aztecs, killing about 50% of them in just 1 year. The smallpox didn't just kill warriors, it killed priests, generals, and even the emperor himself. By the time Cortez returned in 1521, Tenochtitlan was a rotting corpse of a city. The Spaniards just walked in and mopped up the remains. And yet, some people act like he was a military genius. The truth is, he was getting absolutely destroyed until a virus stepped in and did the work for him. Same thing happened with the Inca Empire. Francisco Pizarro didn't conquer the Incas. He showed up after smallpox had wiped out millions of them and thrown the empire into a civil war. The Inca emperor, Huayna Capac, and his heir both died from smallpox before they had even heard of the Spanish. This led to a civil war between his two sons, Atahualpa and Huáscar. Pizarro and his 168 men didn't win against the Incas. They took advantage of a civilization already in chaos, kidnapped the emperor, and murdered unarmed people at the Battle of Cajamarca. You want to act like that's military superiority? That's opportunism at best, and genocide at worst. And when disease wasn't fast enough, Europeans weaponized it. The British literally handed out smallpox-infected blankets to natives in 1763. And this wasn't a rumor. British generals wrote about it in their own letters. Nor was it a one-off case. The Europeans knew that their disease was their deadliest weapon and used it. And let's talk about Africa, since you love pretending that Europeans just walked in and took over. Europeans couldn't even get past the coasts for centuries because African kingdoms were too powerful and the climate was too deadly for them. The Zulu kingdom under Shaka Zulu wiped out British forces using nothing but spears and superior battle tactics. The Ashanti Empire held off British colonization for nearly 100 years. So how did the British finally win? Not through strength, not through strategy. That's right, through the Maxim machine gun. During the Battle of Omdurman in 1898, British soldiers, armed with machine guns, massacred 10,000 Sudanese warriors and lost only 48 men in one day. That wasn't war, that was slaughter. The second Europeans had guns that could wipe out entire armies in minutes, they stopped pretending to fight fair and turned Africa into a bloodbath. And now you pathetic little keyboard crusaders sit in 2025 and talk about how the Europeans were strong and superior. If they were so strong, why did they need diseases and industrial weapons to win? If they were so dominant, why did they keep losing wars until they could turn battlefields into mass graveyards with machine guns? Your ancestors weren't conquerors. They were plague rats who got lucky. Cope.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, Africans. Today I'm here in the beautiful Africa. I love Africa. Do you love Africa?
Honestly, this video is wild. I shared this video as well. It's called "White Man Exposes the Lies Told by Europeans about the World and Black People." But like I said, like this video really did have me sitting with how COVID really did take out a lot of disenfranchised people. Like, I don't know if people looked at the numbers of COVID and who actually passed away, but most of the people that died were elderly, disenfranchised people, Black people, poor people, queer people, people that were houseless, people that didn't have a lot of places to live, people that were housing insecure, people that were living with elderly, people that were caretaking for people that already were immunocompromised, people with HIV, people with multi comorbidities were affected. And the ones that are left, those of us who are left, it's important for us to uplift what happened in that time and also what's happened in other times. It's not a coincidence that Trump left office and all of a sudden there was COVID. Not a coincidence to me. Not a coincidence that after COVID, there were the numbers to create a Trump army. It's not a coincidence after COVID, after the fear of government abandonment. Let's be honest. Like, I feel like, and I want to be candid because I'm not a Democrat. I want to be super candid. The way that the Democratic Party let down the country by not providing like any kind of like outreach, like the government hires all these people, but nobody to go into communities and say, hey, what do y'all need? How can we help y'all? What can we do? All the PPP loan shit, which was insane. Like, y'all had money to prop up businesses, but y'all really weren't focused on the communities that were being disenfranchised. It's wild. It's like, again, I understand why there's a Trump presidency, and I'm not going to sit up here and blame every fucking body. What I'm going to say is that the Biden party did a lot of weird shit, and they were not being abundant with people. Like that's the thing. That's why Obama got in office. He could talk a good game. Biden's not a talker, and Kamala does not seem sincere. It's unfortunate. I think I read Kamala as a Capricorn. I can understand. I can understand. Well, I feel like people are disturbed perhaps by our laughter at times, but sometimes things are genuinely hilarious to us, and it may not be funny to you. And again, I think that can be off-putting, and I don't think that helped her. Especially in a world where she has to flatten her identity to be an attractive candidate, like her saying that she was going to be the first Black woman president. I really wish she felt comfortable to say she was going to be the first mixed president or the first mixed woman president. I feel like that was something to say. But again, it's the way that mixed is not seen across the board as like an identity. And it's also the way that mixed is used as a way to differentiate oneself from Blackness in a way that feels derogatory. And so I want to hold that, like, I can also understand why she didn't claim her mixed identity. But at this point in colonization, I cannot hold in good faith any mixed person saying that they're black. Like, I feel like that's weird of us to do. And I really hope that we divest from that, because the more that I listen to black folks who talk about erasure candidly, the more I can see how our behavior has so much fallout, and the ways that we're privileged makes it hard for people to even engage us in good faith. Not that that's anybody's job, but I can't imagine that for anybody who's seeing erasure in real time, the ways that like a lot of black events will have many mixed people in them. And again, it shouldn't be on anyone black to say don't come here. It should be on us mixed people telling each other, hey, see if the flyer says open to everyone. It may not be. And if it's not, it may not be open to us, and that's okay. But again, I want to hold that there are some mixed people that are going to hear this and feel disconnected from community. But I think there's a way to be close with some black people, perhaps. But the idea that all black folks are going to feel connected to us because we have some black ancestry is unlikely and just very strange to want to perpetuate on anyone else to be like doing or giving us. I just want to press that it's on our black ancestors to talk to us and to share with us and to give us that connection. And if they don't, that's, that's not on anyone black to figure out or rectify for us. Just keep that in mind, okay? Because I see a lot of folks who want labor done for them, but I also see a lot of black folks who seemingly are showing up because they want to, but I have to hold that there may be folks that are showing up because they feel like, damn, who else is going to help your ass? And unfortunately, that is not the spirit. I feel like folks should do what they want to do because they want to do it, not because they feel like who else is going to do it. And unfortunately, I think that by acknowledging that it's on our black ancestor and our black family members to educate us, I think then we also have to be standing side by side with the many black femmes and the many black people who look at their black fathers, black patriarchs who were not there. So it's the ways that certain conversations will have us standing on certain sides of certain conversations and be supporters. And if we don't have certain conversations, where's the support? Where's the connection? Where's the solidarity? So with that being said, I know we started off talking about Lizzo and how every fat person is not going to be fat forever. And just because someone's fat loses weight, it doesn't change that like they can still be body positive with weight loss. I just want folks to hold that it's okay. It's genuinely okay to not understand everything and to get more information. I hope y'all stay curious, and I hope y'all have a good night. I'm gonna talk to y'all soon. Also, for anyone who cares, I know 420 is coming up. Just keep in mind that my menu is pinned on Threads and on Twitter, and I'm trying to keep it in my story on Instagram. My Instagram is the same name as on here. And also, the Discord is being neglected. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to run it, and I'm super grateful that I have Trilly because they've been so generous and been offering to help out. So just keep that in mind. If you're reaching out about the Discord, it's not dead, but we're bless this mess. We're under construction. There's a hard hat. There's a workbench. Like we're getting it together. Courtney, thank you for being here. Thank you for being abundant. I appreciate everybody. I hope y'all have a good ass night. I hope we all get to hang out soon. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Bye.